Hello everyone, this is Jeffrey Almonte with a review on the new Mortal Kombat Legacy Season 2 that just came out. I'm gonna start out with the good shit just so I can hold on to my string of civility. I'm not gonna lie, as an upcoming independent filmmaker, I really looked at a lot of these scenes and I was like, wow, this shit is fucking awesome. The scenery was great, everything was awesome, the production, the sound was okay, it put you in the mood of what was actually going on in the events. It was pretty fucking engaging. One thing that really got to me with the production was the whole scene with Kenshi in feudal Japan. I mean, come on. Those are some pretty fucking American feudal Japanese people. It kind of ruined the effect because at least in the first season, they had Scorpion and Sub-Zero speaking Japanese, even if they were American people. I mean, come on now. To have Americans in feudal Japan and have them speak English? That part really just didn't do it for me. It would have probably been better if Kenshi wasn't even in Japan at all. That part just seemed pretty fucking useless. As for the production with the costumes were fucking terrible. I know they're trying to take a realistic approach to it and whatnot. I personally tolerated a lot of the shit like Baraka's hand blades and shit like that. But I mean, come on! Sub-Zero looks like a fucking SWAT team member. If he was just a Lin Kuei ninja, why would they randomly suddenly make him look like he's just wearing some fucking SWAT pads? And as an Ermac fan, this shit was fucking infuriating. This costume looks closer to Noob Saibot if anything. And that still would be a shitty ass costume. It looks like they just went downtown at Soho and Ricky's and just fucking picked up a random ghoul costume and threw on some Quan Chi makeup. This costume was not creative at all, it was half-assed. The best thing they could have done was use Ermac's alternate costume from Mortal Kombat 9. But no, they want to go with this piece of shit. That is not Ermac! That was horrible! Ermac is supposed to be a faceless, anonymous, creepy, and eerie warrior. This shit looks like something out of a cheesy-ass horror movie. When it comes to the plot hole with him and Kenshi, I'll get to that in a moment. I also found it kind of weird how everyone changed costumes in the tournament except for Liu Kang. Am I the only one that was disappointed that he was not given a badass costume? What the fuck? Now I'll talk about characterization here. I really liked what they did with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I thought that was pretty fucking dope, especially Sub-Zero. So far, out of all the characters, he's like the deepest character there. Them being friends as children and then being deceived as adults to turn against each other? That shit really hurts to see Scorpion go against Sub-Zero. You can actually start to feel the pain a bit. I feel like with most of the characters, they did pretty freaking well. But honestly, there is a lot of painfully bad acting going on. If they focused a little more on directing this shit rather than the production, I think it would have been more believable. Doesn't matter how much you fucking decorate the scenery, if there's bad acting, it's not believable. And that shit looked fucking terrible at some points. And there was some pretty cheesy lines.
Because that is the way it is.
But I mean, come on. It's Mortal Kombat, so I guess we can forgive the cheesy lines sometimes.
You're alive. Too bad you will die.
I don't really know what my opinion would be on the Liu Kang and Kung Lao situation. I mean, Liu Kang fighting on Outworld's side? I don't know. It seems kind of weird to get used to. Liu Kang is really supposed to be like the unconditional good guy in a video game. But I mean, shit, we'll see where they go with this. As for the plot and the organization of events, it really was mind-fucking. You know, and it was pretty disappointing to see episodes that were filled with like 2/3 of fucking flashbacks and time jumps. We don't need time skips every fucking 3 minutes into an episode. I mean, they did say that they were gonna focus more on the tournament and fighting, and just as the tournament started, the fucking season ended. Come on. There shouldn't have been more backstory than the actual tournament itself. It really got annoying, especially during episode 6, I think it was. That was like the most useless fucking episode there was. It was the repeat of the previous episode in a different perspective with a flashback. Are you kidding me? It was the same fight between Ermac and Kenshi. Like shit, what a waste. They had already explained Kitana and Melina's story in the previous season. Why re-explain it? If people don't remember, they can go back. It's that simple. All the time skips were getting pretty freaking annoying and they were getting unorganized. It just seemed like a short version of fucking Naruto episodes where there's a flashback every 2 seconds in the middle of a fight. Now let me get back to the Kenshi and Ermac situation. Major plot hole there. Okay, Kenshi walks into the cave. All of a sudden, big explosion, and we can just assume that he defeated Ermac because he got the sword. I mean, how can you just skip that whole fight scene there and just cut to where he was blind? What the fuck did Ermac do? How did he lose his eyesight? The world may never know. How was Ermac brought to life? One can just assume. But shit, you can't expect so much from the viewers. You can't just skip a whole fight scene like that where Ermac comes out of nowhere and then shit just explodes. What? That literally had me sitting there like, what the hell just happened? He crawled out of the cave blind, and we can't assume until like the next episode that he defeated him because he had the sword. What kind of shit is that? And from my personal biased opinion, I thought it would have been cooler if they would have just left the fucking story as it was, where Ermac was originally Kenshi's mentor. Seemed pretty fucking whack to me. Final summation, I'm a pretty hardcore fan of Mortal Kombat. Now, I can accept little changes. I know they want realism and shit like this into this new Mortal Kombat. But even if they wanted to Hollywoodify, if I must say, this shit, Ermac's costume could have been better. The acting could have been better. The organization of events could have been better. We don't need fucking time skips, like I said. You can't say that the second season is going to be more focused on the tournament if fucking everything is backstory and 20-second fights. The way they folded in all the episodes together, I thought it was pretty clever. Made it seem almost like a soap opera. They tied in together a little more. But was this season worth the wait? Honestly, sad to say, no. I really had high expectations for this shit. But season 1 was way better. I really wish they fixed things for the future seasons, like better acting and directing the acting, because I mean shit, you can make even the shittiest actors look good. Scenery was amazing, but things like Ermac's costume, that shit was fucking terrible and unfixable. That shit was fucking garbage. Whoever designed that costume, I don't know who the fuck hired him. But that shit was awful. Absolutely terrible. I give the season probably a 3 out of 5. Shit was entertaining. Was it a disappointment? Fuck yeah, it was.